Let's see what's hidden behind this flap. Batteries. Nothing exciting, but better than nothing, I guess. Disposable batteries. Not very environmentally friendly. Boo!
What? Oh, did I fall asleep again?
Looks like it.
I am sorry. What can I do for you?
Let me get this straight. You have to stand around here all day long just for one single worker.
Yes, I come here early in the morning and hang around until that posh Mr. Surveyor climbs into his van in the late afternoon and calls it a day.
You have my sympathy.
Thank you.
I will let you get back to dreamland then. Can I bother you again?
I strongly suspect that it is well within your power. Yes.
Is that your vehicle parked back there?
Yes. Why?
Oh, just wondering.
Ah.
I'll leave you to your work then.
Okay.
Très chic. I would love to just hop in the car and drive far away from here. The stone isn't all that heavy, but it has sharp edges. I'm not going around scratching cars, now or in the future. This boulder may be fake, but it sure looks like the real thing. Looks like modern art, or a car that was crushed by a rock slide. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. I can't repair it, and I can't really do any more damage either. I think I should just let it rest in peace. If you ask me, there are way too many signposts on French construction sites. A rock slide warning sign. A rock slide warning sign. Can I bother you again?
I strongly suspect that it is well within your power. Yes.
I don't mean to worry you, but I guess I have no choice.
Why? What happened?
You should come and take a look at your car. Here, there's a sign warning people about rock slides, and a big boulder has already hit the car next to yours.
You're right. Normally, I should probably worry about this.
But
according to my horoscope, this is my lucky day. Therefore, I'm not all that concerned.
So you're just going to ignore any kind of danger because of some vague hints in your horoscope?
It's like everything else in life. If you believe in something firmly enough, then it will come to pass.
Ugh. You're not a member of that Puritas Cordis sect, are you?
Puritas what?
Never mind. If you think you should ignore the most blatant signs of imminent danger just because your horoscope says so...
Yes, that is what I think. And unless my horoscope says otherwise, I won't change my mind.
The slip of paper from the fortune cookie. It says, if the crane flies upside down at 7:30, fate will smile on the bearded. The slip of paper from the fortune cookie. It says, when the siren sounds as the day's labor begins, note the path of the hungry, even if the deceptive thirst springs from above. The slip of paper from the fortune cookie. It says, if you ignore the warning and disregard your neighbor's misfortune, disaster will strike you also. The slip of paper from the fortune cookie. It says, beware, for the long hand follows the short hand incessantly until its time runs out. Boo!
What? Oh, did I fall asleep again?
Looks like it.
I am sorry. What can I do for you?
I will let you get back to dreamland then. The slip of paper from the fortune cookie. If you ignore the warning and disregard your neighbor's misfortune, disaster will strike you also. Excuse me.
What? What?
Sorry to disturb you, but is there any way of putting this fantastic message back inside a fortune cookie?
Of course. All you need to do is bake a new cookie.
Would you do that for me?
Oh well, it's not like I've got anything better to do.
Thank you so much. A freshly baked fortune cookie. If I remember correctly, its message reads, if you ignore the warning and disregard your neighbor's misfortune, disaster will strike you also. I brought you a freshly baked fortune cookie.
Oh, how nice of you. That doesn't sound good at all.
Is everything okay?
I'm not too sure. My horoscope promised me a carefree day, but I guess I should take note of the advice in my fortune cookie. Otherwise, I could be headed for disaster.
The message from the fortune cookie really seems to have unnerved him. Can I bother you again?
I strongly suspect...
That fortune cookie I gave you really seems to be worrying you.
Yes, a little. In spite of the fact that I didn't think anything could happen to me today.
And now that has changed?
I'm not sure. In any case, I will have to be very careful. If I ignore the warning and disregard my neighbor's misfortune, disaster will strike. I hope I don't miss the signs that fate sends me.
I don't mean to nag, but if I were you, I'd be really worried about my car.
You would?
Definitely. The rock slide warning sign, the somewhat battered vehicle next to yours, not to mention the warning in your fortune cookie.
If you ignore the warning and disregard your neighbor's misfortune, disaster will strike you also.
Exactly. The warning is the sign. And don't you think your neighbor's misfortune could mean the boulder on top of the car next to yours?
You are quite right.
Well, you are right about that.
I had better move my car.
Good idea. As far away as possible, I would say. Well, is it safe now?
Yes, I hope so. Thank you so much for saving me from imminent disaster.
You're welcome. I'm famous for my totally unselfish helpfulness, you know. Boo!
What? Oh, did I fall asleep again?
Looks like it.
I am sorry. What can I do for you?
Didn't you tell me you need to wait here until the surveyor goes home for the day?
Yes, but that may be a while yet.
I don't know. Can you see his car anywhere?
Oh, so he already left for today? I thought. It's so early.
Why would you care?
Yes, indeed. Why shouldn't I be lucky for once and simply enjoy my luck? Please excuse me. I've got to go.
It's amazing. No matter how sluggish people are, the minute their working day ends, they suddenly move as fast as lightning. Not that I care. Just as long as the snack stand is no longer in the way and the laser beam... but the laser beam, where did it go? A spirit level with a built-in laser pointer. Good idea. Maybe the batteries are dead. I've had that problem with my camera. Right, the laser pointer should be pointing in exactly the same direction as the statue's arm now. Let's see where it leads. The minute I overcome one obstacle, the next problem rears its head. And I don't think violence is going to help me here either. It used to be possible to push a button for information about Gatineau, but that was before the batteries were stolen. The laser beam is already pointing in the right direction. Why would I want to redirect it? I have an idea. Let's see if it works. It's just hanging around. The minute I overcome one obstacle, far too big, that will never fit on the mirror. That's too light to change the mirror's position in any way. That's too light to change the mirror's position in any way. I borrowed some dirt and filled the pouch with it. I hope Mr. Mole will forgive me. This small pouch is filled with dirt. The laser beam is pointing at the ground, but I can't imagine there's anything special to be found here. The laser beam is pointing towards the ruins. Off I go then. The laser beam is pointing at that heap of rubble. Now what? Have the batteries gone dead again? Never mind. I know where I need to look now. These stones probably belonged to some ruins further up and slid down the hill quite a while ago. Some of these stones are so big that I would need heavy equipment in order to shift them. Can I bother you again? So, you're hoping to stumble upon a few historic relics?
Of course. Everyone must fend for himself, you know. And a surveyor's wages are not much to live on.
What are you looking for exactly?
Anything that could be valuable. Silverware, ceramic jugs, coins, anything at all.
But with all this rubble lying about, how would you even get to it?
Don't worry. My car's loaded with heavy-duty equipment. I could pull a whole house down, so never mind a bit of rubble.
Oh, okay. I'll leave you to your work then.
Okay.
Why should I just give my nice aluminum cup away? He wouldn't give me any gifts after all. There it lies, buried under rocks. If you look closely, you can see my aluminum cup sparkle all the way at the bottom. Can I bother you again? Would you be interested in something like a silver goblet?
Yes, sure. Did you find something?
I'm not sure. Over there, under that pile of rubble.
Where? Where exactly? Take me there. Yes, indeed. There is something sparkling down there. Let me just get my equipment from the car and start moving this rubble. I'll be right back. There, that did it. I don't know much about this historical stuff, but I'll just take this goblet to an expert I know.
What about me?
What about you?
Am I not getting a reward?
Sure. As soon as I sell this, I'll give you, shall we say, 20%?
50.
30?
40.
35.
Okay.
Fine. Wait here. I'll be back soon.
At least the grave robbers of the past had a certain amount of expertise. On the other hand, there are so many incompetent people in so many professions. Why should grave robbers be any different? At least now I have access to the wall where the laser beam was pointing. A heavy iron ring. It might have been used to tether animals. I'll try pulling it, or maybe pushing it, or maybe I need to turn it. The laser beam pointed straight to this room. That leads me to hope that Sister Elise's hidden key is here somewhere. Time to begin searching for it. I wonder how old this barrel might be. But even more interesting is the wooden board firmly attached to the top of it. The barrel is way too heavy. There are buttons recessed into the wooden board, and a single indentation on the left. Could this be some kind of mechanism to reveal the hiding place that Elise mentioned? But why are the buttons locked in place? I can't press them. Am I still missing something to raise them from the board? Nothing's happening. Too bad. I couldn't fit a sheet of paper between the button and the edge of the recess, let alone a knife blade. Three stone discs and a set of buttons. It's obviously some kind of mechanism. I wonder why the discs all have different colors. Do I have to align the holes in a certain position? Maybe they need to overlap. And what about these numbers? Are they important? If so, how? Looks like some kind of push button. Nothing happened. Looks like some kind of push button. Now that the holes are all overlapping, a small niche has been uncovered. A gold signet ring. A gold signet ring. I have already solved the mystery of the stone discs. It's fair to say that to continue turning them endlessly would be a pointless waste of time. There are buttons recessed into the wooden board, but why are the buttons locked in place? The ring fits perfectly, and the buttons have been raised from their fittings. That just leaves the question of what I'm supposed to do with all these buttons.
Obviously, your mind is on more frivolous things. We're not here for the booze. While you are indulging in old vintages, I have managed to decipher the plaque.
Well, any clues?
Yes, but they aren't terribly conclusive.
I'm listening.
Actually, all it says is that the statue depicts Saint Austrebert of Rouen.
The Archbishop, in whose honor the town of Gatineau was founded?
That's right. How did you know?
That kind of thing is common knowledge.
You have me impressed.
Thanks. Didn't it say anything else?
No, it doesn't really help us, does it?
Who knows? I'll keep it in mind. Did it really say nothing else on the plaque besides the name?
No, only that the statue depicts Saint Austrebert of Rouen.
Austrebert. That's not much to go on, is it?
Who knows? This information might eventually come in useful in some way. Just don't ask me what way.
I will keep trying. This sketch was enclosed with Sister Elise's letter. I might need it in order to deal with these mysterious buttons. I'll put it down here so I can look at it. A letter? And some scraps of leather full of holes? That's all?
Let us have a closer look at the letter before we voice our disappointment. It must contain something really important. It is addressed to Cardinal Coubertin in Paris, evidently written by a certain Bernard.
Just read it out loud, will you?
To His Most Exalted Eminence, Cardinal Coubertin, I am much relieved to hear that you received my encoded letter in Paris. You will understand my circumspection once you have decoded the letter in its entirety. For in the wrong hands, this account could easily corrupt the faith of those whose hearts harbor even the slightest of doubts. After reading only a few lines, you will come to realize how quickly this will shake the foundations of our very society and lead to utter chaos, such as has never been seen before. Thus, to be on the safe side, I will not send our usual messenger to bring you this letter and the enclosed templates, but our beloved Sister Elise. I urgently implore you to keep this letter and the templates safe in your secret archives at your estate. As you know, Zandona's influence is immense, and we shall need any proof of his sacrilege in order to have him tried by the Inquisition. This template is the key that will allow you to decode the plans of Zandona and his Puritas Cordis sect, which divine providence itself has seen fit to place into my hands. Place the templates on the parchments which the messenger brought you 10 days ago, and you will realize the full extent of the disaster that is upon us. In his blind, boundless ravings, he has spelt doom for Gatineau and predicted the downfall of the town in the eternal flames of perdition. And you know what that means. An entire town. He wants to erase the whole town, for he believes himself to be both judge and executioner in the name of our Almighty Lord. And that is only the beginning. My previous letter will reveal to you the horrors that we face. All those terrible plans of Zandona and his congregation, Puritas Cordis, that he assembled in the name of God in order to spread his outrageous teachings as the word of our Lord Almighty himself. I hope that my knowledge will prompt you to take appropriate steps in order to prevent the worst from happening. I write these lines in utmost concern for my own life, but with certainty that I made the right decision. May the Lord grant our beloved sister the strength to deliver this message unscathed and in good time. May God protect us and be with us in these times of tribulation. I remain your humble servant, Bernard.
Okay, let me just get this straight. Zandona and Puritas Cordis burned Gatineau to the ground.
Sure looks like it.
Why? I mean, what was the point?
He probably wanted to make an example of them. A warning to all those who fail to heed his words.
So he just invented a load of prophecies and then saw to it that they all came true?
That's what it looks like.
And Bernard, together with Cardinal Coubertin, tried to stop Zandona and his Puritas Cordis sect.
Yes, evidently. But since Elise never arrived in Paris, and the Cardinal therefore never receives a proof against Zandona.
Okay, so far so bad. But all of this happened more than 350 years ago. What does any of this have to do with the here and now?
I assume that either the Puritas Cordis sect secretly continued to exist through all those centuries and for some reason have now resumed its activities, or it was founded anew.
Whatever. What's all that got to do with our situation now? And the flood wave? Not to mention the forthcoming apocalypse that Elise was hinting at.
I assume that back then they managed to put an end to Zandona's doings after all, and prevent the apocalypse.
I guess so. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Exactly. And the modern Puritas Cordis might actually want to do something about that.
You mean they'll pick up where Zandona left off years ago and try...
And try to pull it off this time. Right.
Oh. And the end. What will it be like?
I assume that the answer to this question can be found in Paris.
With Coubertin?
Yes.
And you really think that Zandona's plans, the ones Brother Bernard sent to Paris, might still exist? In those secret archives that Bernard mentioned?
Why not?
So, using that information and the templates we found here, we might actually be able to anticipate the next moves of Puritas Cordis?
And take some measures to block them.
Okay. What are we waiting for?
To Paris?
Sure. The question is, where exactly do we go looking for these documents? Paris is a big city.
But Bernard wrote that the hiding place is at the Cardinal's estate. And how hard can it be to find that?
Right. So let's go.
Oh, I see you are awake now.
Where am I?
Do not worry. You are quite safe.
Safe? What makes me safe? These bars? Am I safe from you?
Your questions will have to wait, I'm afraid. There are a few things we would like to know first. My employee found a photograph on you. It so happens that he worked as a barkeeper on the very ship this young lady was traveling on. Who is she?
That's none of your business. Now let me out of here.
Now, keep calm. I think you fail to appreciate your position. You see, my employee is armed. You, on the other hand, are not. And one more thing. My employee will not hesitate to shoot you down if you keep trying our patience. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, you certainly do.
Good. We mean you no harm. On the contrary, we want to help you. But we shall expect a little help from you in return. So, who is the lady in this picture?
My ex-girlfriend.
Name?
Nina Kalenkov. What do you want to know? What is this all about, anyway?
Now, who is asking the questions here? Well, it would appear that your ex-girlfriend has a certain problem, just like you. She fails to understand who makes the rules in this game. We would like to know where she is at the moment and what she is planning to do next.
Nina? How should I know?
You still don't get it, do you? All right. One more time. Either you tell us what we want to know, or else...
Or else what?
Or else we will have to proceed without your help. But that would be painful, both for you and for your ex-girlfriend. So, you see, the choice is yours. I have a few important things to take care of that cannot possibly wait, but I will be back soon, and it would really be too bad if you still haven't made up your mind to cooperate by then. Too bad for you and for Ms. Kalenkov.
This is supposed to be the incredibly secret archive of Cardinal Coubertin that we've been looking for.
We must be on the right track. We're going to find this archive. We simply must not fail.
Hello? Are you listening to me?
Yes, of course.
Well, we're not going to find much here, are we?
I am sure this is the right spot. It has got to be.
You can see that there's nothing left here but a couple of foundation walls, right?
Yes, but this place corresponds to the description. Therefore, it must.
So what do we do now?
If I only knew. Maybe we can find some old blueprints or historical documents which might give us a clue.
Old blueprints? For ancient ruins?
Have you got a better idea?
No, I guess not.
At least we must try it. There's no alternative, is there? Are you coming?
Thanks, but I'd rather stay here and take another look around. I don't know what I'm looking for, but it's better than helplessly staring over your shoulder while you study Latin texts.
Yes, you're probably right. I don't see for the life of me what we could possibly have overlooked here. But better be on the safe side.
Shall we meet here, then?
All right. Wish me luck. We need it more than ever.
I do. I wish you all the luck in the world.
Thanks. And the same to you. Maybe you'll actually find something. Who knows? See you later.
All right. I will have a closer look at these ruins, then.